Welcome to the Be the Sun, Not the Salt podcast. My name is Dr. Harry Cohen, and I'm the author of Be the Sun, Not the Salt. I'm joined by my co-host, Chief Super Spreader Connie Fontaine, and today we're going to get into Chapter 14.
Yes,
Don't
Chapter
be a
14, don't be a
complexifier.
complexifier, yes. And I love that you hold up the book. Not everyone will see that, but anyone watching us will, which is great. So don't be a complexifier. I think in this one, the most important thing is on the right-hand page. I love it. Reminded me this morning, keep it simple. And I think when you wrote this chapter, we've talked about it a couple different ways, how we make other people feel, but let's start with ourselves first.
Yeah,
How do we not
yeah.
be a complexifier for ourselves?
And that's the main point, which is don't overthink this. Think about and act in a way that is helpful and uplifting to others. Don't, behave in a way that is making other people feel unpleasant. Period. Full stop. As best you can. Do the positive stuff that you already do more. Do the negative stuff that we do less. I'm done.
Yeah, simple. And that's the way you wrote the book intentionally. And what I love about the book is you can start in the middle, you can start at the end, you can start in the beginning. Every day you can pick up a new chapter and it's reflective. And I think sometimes when you tell people it's only how many pages? I think there's this reflection of, oh, shouldn't there be more? Isn't there more meat? And there's no need to. These are all simple ideas. And don't be a complexifier. It's pretty simple.
In fact, it was really inspiring. Once I was giving a talk at the United States Army Counterintelligence Organization, and the general wanted to meet me because he had gotten a hold of the book. And when I went over to meet him, he said, "We were just talking about your book today, page 33. And I didn't know what page 33 was, but I knew now. It's keep it simple. They, in their work, were referencing this idea of let's keep it simple. Occam's razor is a scientific principle, which means the simplest solution is usually the best. Or the simplest answer.
Yeah, and why does it take so long to get there sometimes? No, you're right. So it is about keeping things simple for yourself. I think the practice of being heliotropic is simple. And so how do you do that every day?
I think about it every day. So there are lots of things that I do to answer your question. The first thing I do is every single morning, and I just started this year, reading the one chapter based on the day of the month, and I think about it for myself. How am I going to apply this? Today's was apologize well, and I already in a previous conversation with you, Connie, I apologized to you because I had it in my head. It's like it's a tool in my pocket that I can use like a Swiss Army knife. That's how I apply these simple principles to remind me I can be my best self today.
And our listeners would agree, I'm sure, that every chapter, every idea is simple, and yet we don't always do it. And I think that, another chapter will, I guess I shouldn't say knowing isn't doing, but I do know all these chapters, and they are all simple ideas. Why, if they're simple, don't we always do them?
Because we have many, 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 many habits and reasons, good and bad, for doing stupid things. And unless we look at them and stare at them, or somebody points them out, or we realize them ourselves, we'll keep doing them until we stop. I was chatting with our podcast producer about this very topic, and I was reminded that this requires continual nudging, effort, reinforcement. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Keeping it simple. Simple reminders are good.
Well, and you equate it to lifting weights too, or any other kind of repetition practice. If you continue to do something, it gets easier. It becomes more, whether it's a habit or whether it's, just your body gets stronger, your brain gets stronger. It's all the same.
It is. And I can tell you for myself, this work never gets old. I'll never get tired of thinking about, well, how can I keep it even simpler for myself? How can I make this more real? And that's what we want for everybody. This is simple and, in many cases, easy and guaranteed good. If you're struggling with this, something ain't right.
Right.
Keep
Yep.
it that simple. I can be kind today to myself and to somebody else. Period.
And when you're not being simple, we're not keeping it simple for others, that can be salt on their roots.
Totally. Oh my God. Have you ever listened to someone make something so
Oh,
complex that your head hurts as you're listening to it? That's
yep.
what we do sometimes. Like
Yep.
6 extra sentences to say something that could have been done in one sentence.
So we've done that. So we should probably stop because we don't want to be
Exactly.
complexifiers today. So, chapter 14, don't be a complexifier. Hopefully, this was helpful. This is a gentle nudge for each of us, Harry and I, every day when we wake up. So, hopefully, it was a good, gentle nudge for you as well. Please share the content. Please follow our podcast. And thanks for listening.